everybody. I'm currently doing a new method of recording. It's still on my MacBook, but I'm doing it in like the QuickTime recording, whatever the fuck. So I'm hoping it doesn't do anything fucking stupid like fucking movie booth, because lately that bitch has been acting up and I have just not been in the mood. Okay, it has deleted like 3 videos that I've recorded, and those were some good ass videos. Okay, if I could like mentally record in my mind and like just post it online, I would. But unfortunately, I have to deal with technology, and right now, technology is not on my side. And you're like, why don't you just film on your phone? Like, I wish I could. Like, I have the space, I have the storage, but the issue is I rant for like hours on end, and I have shitty ass Wi-Fi, so everything would take so long to like import and whatever the fuck. So like, I don't know. Like, I would prefer to like record on my phone because it has better quality and stuff like that. But like, that's not feasible with the Wi-Fi that I have. Like, I can barely even upload anything to Canvas without my Wi-Fi being like, oh, we're taking it too fast. We gotta slow it down. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, so hopefully that doesn't do anything too bad. I'm a little low energy right now because finals. I don't know what else to say about it. Finals. Oh yeah, and I'm like playing around with like where I want to be in my room. Like, I'm always in my bed because I love my bed, but right now we're at the tail end, like where my feet are. Like where I usually like have my feet. um but yeah, I'm just playing around with like how I like it, and this is what I call, oh sorry, I'm like not used to this, but this is what I call like my crochet corner. I have like all of my yarn and stuff down here as well. You can't really see it, but you know, you get the gist of it. You get the gist of it. And maybe one day I'll do like a video chronicling what I've made. But a lot of the stuff that I've made, I've either given away or yeah, just given away. But yeah, most of the stuff back here are like really big projects, like cardigans and stuff. There's like one work in progress. It's literally like half a sleeve I have to do, but like I just do not want to pick it up because I have so much to do. Speaking of which, I started a project. I do have a topic for today, but I'm just gonna talk just a little bit first, and then we'll get into the topic. But I'm currently working on like a project for school where I'm making food from my culture, and this is a cake that I'm making, and this is what I'm gonna work on as I talk about the video. I wish I could show you, but I'm not wearing any pants right now, and I don't think I want to give out free content. If I wanted to do that, then I'll stream on Twitch, because apparently they're allowing artful nudity. So maybe I'll I don't I cannot believe that like the word twerking showed up in someone's fucking guidelines. I cannot believe that is a part of their actual like guidelines. Oh my god. Whatever. I don't give a fuck about what they're doing over there at Twitch. Like, they can do whatever the fuck they want. Like, even though I should be like more concerned about it, I'm just not. I don't give a fuck. Like, the internet's going to shit. Everything's going to shit. You just have to live, laugh, and learn. And right now, I don't want to live, laugh, or learn. So I'm just going to mind my own business and allow whatever the fuck Twitch people over there got to do, right? They got to do what they got to do. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And this project, this crochet project, is fucking massive. I spent almost 100 hours like working on this, and it's like not that it's like hard or anything. It's just I am still an amateur. Like, it's only been a year since I've like started crocheting, but I still suck nuts at it, which is probably a sign that, you know, I need to get better. Oh my god, my eyes. I put like lotion on my eyes because they're so dry for some unknown reason. Probably because Minnesota, but yeah. Anyways, but yeah, this crochet project has been taking me a lot longer than I expected. I started in October, and it's like literally in the middle of December, and I'm like struggling. But whatever, okay. Maybe I'll like pull it. No. You guys don't get to see that. You guys don't get to see that. You guys are creeps. But yeah. Yeah. Maybe, yeah. I'll do a crochet video because it's something I want to do. I don't really care if you guys want to see it or not, because I'm still going to do it anyways. It's my channel. It's my video diary, so you guys are forced to witness whatever the fuck I do. So you guys will get to see what the fuck is going on back there, because there's a lot of stuff in there. And yeah. So I'll show you guys the finished product soon. Just not now. Okay, so today's topic is something that is a little baffling to me, and it's something that I've like witnessed occur within the internet sphere for like the longest time. Okay, maybe I won't work on this. I'll think about it. I probably won't work on this because this topic is very crazy. But basically, today I was at Caribou and I was like uploading videos for YouTube, and their Wi-Fi probably sucks more than mine, but it's like slightly better. I don't know. So yeah, I was there for like a couple hours, and to kill time while like the videos were like processing and stuff, I was going on Instagram and I stumbled over this like artist that I used to follow back in the day, because they have a really really distinct style. Like I can usually tell like who my favorite artists are by like simply their styles, because they have a really it's like strong sense of identity when it comes to stuff like that. And I remember following them back when, like, in like 2000, like maybe 18 or something, because they have like this like watercolor vintage type of style. I'm not gonna like out them right now because it's once I explain it to you guys are gonna be like, okay, that makes sense why you're not outing them right now. But yeah, so this artist, like, I thought was a very, well, they are a very good artist. Like objectively, their art is like beautiful, 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 beautiful. Like if I created art like them, like I honest to God would have the biggest fucking ego on earth. Like I would be like, y'all cannot tell me shit. Y'all cannot tell me shit. Like don't even talk to me right now, because right now I'm in my prime. Because like their art, like it is amazing. Like their like sense of like values, and like values within like color values. That's how you know I'm not an art person, like art person, like someone who like studies it for a living. But they have a very very good sense of like their style and like anatomy and just lighting. It's just amazing to look at. And I was like fascinated. I was like scrolling through the page and I'm like, wow, they've like improved like significantly from like when I first stumbled upon them. And then I started seeing some like their art from their OCs and stuff, and I was like, wow, this is really sick. And then obviously I fell down this rabbit hole because I love looking at other people's like creations and their AUs and what they're passionate about. Like I love it when like an artist is so fucking passionate about their like character that that's all their page is about. There's this one artist that I follow called like Brujo Ari or something. They're the person that makes the AU where it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it's like I haven't gotten this far in the series, but it's like Kakuin or something. Sorry, I'm like butchering that motherfucker's name. It's the red hair bitch and the black hair bitch. I think it's like, I don't know if it's Jotaro. I don't know who the fuck it is, but like they've made like an AU where they're like, I think one of them is trans femme and the other is trans. What the fuck is the other? What is trans femme and what's the other one? Just trans, whatever the fuck, right? So it's like a transgender AU, and it's super interesting to like witness, because they have a really really unique art style. It's very cartoony. It reminds me of like those like 90s like cartoon styles, and I personally really love their style. I don't know about like who they are as a person, but yeah, at first I was like, oh, this is a little strange, because you know, you don't really expect, because like the character itself, the character that this person's like character is based off of is a very fairly masculine character. Like most of the most of the JoJo characters are very buff, masculine, and then so this creator took this character and made them into like a more feminine presenting character, but still presenting as male pronouns. And so I think that's like really polarizing for a lot of people, because that's not something you see often, you know, like someone who's like you know, presenting as female and still has like a lot of the female anatomy but identified. Yeah, so it's just very strange topic for a lot of, not topic, but strange thing for a lot of JoJo like fans to witness. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, you're tainting the whatever the fuck. But like their fan base, most of the comments I see on their posts are really supportive of their work, and that's something I really respect. You know, having a community that genuinely likes your work. Hold on, I'm gonna drink some water. And yeah, so their art has been popping up on my Instagram for like for like half of this year, and I have just been so inspired by how they just have like created this world and just like created their own thing. So I think they no longer really call it like their own version of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. They just consider it like their OCs now. They have like different names and stuff like that. So I think the red hair character, it's called Kate, and the black haired character, it's called like, I don't know. I don't know, but like I just remember Kate because the way this artist like characterizes him just like so fucking good, so good. Like like their style is just 100% good. Maybe I'll like drop an app below if I remember. I probably won't, but you guys probably know what I'm talking about. If you don't, just search up like, I don't know, like space something. It's space something. Sorry, I'm not really helpful. But anyways, I went on that tangent. So anyways, yeah, so I stumbled on it on my explore thingamabobber, and I rediscovered that artist, the vintage artist with like the watercolors and stuff. And I was looking through their world, and I was like, wow, these characters are super interesting because they mainly do that. They mainly just draw like these like I think like either 2 to 4 characters within their universe and place them in different alternate universes. And it was really interesting to see how their characters can morph into like different personalities and like how their characters are applied in different universes. But here's the kicker. Here's the kicker, right? The more I scrolled through, the more I was like, huh. Because some of the comments, I was like, what is going on in these comments? Like, usually the comments in like artists like pages are people who are fans of them, so they usually support their like the artists that they're following, and like always like, oh my god, they're so cute, like this and that. And like, truth be told, most of the comments were like that on this artist's page, right? But there were some comments being like, are you a pro shipper? And I'm like, where the fuck is this coming from? Because that is a loaded question. Could you imagine being on the internet, just minding your own business, and someone hops in your fucking comments and is like, are you a pro shipper? Do you ship incest? Do you ship this and that? And I'll be like, what the fuck? I'm minding my own business. So there has to be evidence. There has to be some form of tangibility to this request, because there's no way someone's just coming on this person's account and just accusing them of such, I don't want to say weirdness, but it is kind of weird. It is kind of weird because if you guys don't know what pro shipping is, it's a very, I don't know, I still don't personally understand it myself, but basically what I understand pro shipping to be is like, just like you are all for whatever the fuck, right? You believe that anything can be shipped, and if it will be shipped, it can be shipped, and if it can't be shipped, it will be shipped, right? And so this kind of comes into, so this brings in the conversation of like stuff like incest, right? Like Wincest, if you guys remember that. Oh my god. Wincest, there was like, just think of like Rick and Morty shippers, but like instead of shipping Morty with his crush, you ship it with his grandpa. That is what pro shippers do. That is what pro shippers do. They basically just ship like whatever the fuck. Like they believe that ships do not have any boundaries. So there will be very kind of dubcon, very dubious consent relationships. There'll be very kind of, like probably like minors with adults and stuff like that. So it's a very weird community, very, very strange community that I do not want to be a part of. Like I don't even partake in like shipping culture in itself. I find it not strange, but not something for me. I used to be like a big part. Like I used to like ship like, I don't know, One Direction characters and like Homestuck and Hetalia and this and that when I was a kid. But now that I'm older, I don't really find any fascination in that. I just find it like something like is very distant to me. I find it personally strange for me now as an adult to do. But if you're a child and you don't know any better, but like if you're just discovering the world of the internet, discovering fandoms and stuff like that, it's fairly common, I suppose, to like ship things. And so yeah, I think that's what pro shipping is. You guys can either inform me a little bit more about pro shipping or whatever. That's like the general gist of what I understand pro shipping to be. And so that's why I was a little bit suspicious when I saw these comments on this artist's page, because there's no way people are accusing them of being a pro shipper without proper evidence. And so, you know me, I'm a little sleuth. I have nothing better to do, so I continue to like scroll down the page and check out their artworks. And I think they may have either created a new account or have scrubbed like previous, not evidence, but previous artworks that may have been too not safe for work for Instagram and stuff like that. And so the earliest artwork was from 2022, and I'm like, no, I've seen your art before. I know what your art looks like, and I've seen you before. Like, don't gaslight me. Just kidding, right? And like their older artworks were just very fairly normal artworks. They had like just like this like blonde twink with this big ass buff like redhead dude, right? So it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. And like I said, the art is very like cool to look at. They're very, very, very skilled artists. Okay, when I say they are a very skilled artist, I truly mean it in the most genuine sense. Like they are very skilled. Like if in any other circumstance, I would have followed this artist because their art is fucking amazing. But okay. Okay, I'll just spit it out, right? They have an incest ship, right? They created OCs and they are brothers, and the relationship is abusive. I'm not laughing at the abusive part. I'm laughing at the ludicrousy of like making your own OCs, right? You have the ability to make this world, to have these own characters. Like you are God right now. You are God right now, and as a God, you decided to make incest, and on top of that, you decided to make it like an abuse case. Like there are so many options in this world, right? You could have easily, as a creator, made them not related and still, you know, kind of have that like dubious, not dubious, but still have it like, because like abuse is a common thing within the world, and it's not a bad thing to like depict it in fictional worlds, because it's a true thing in our world, and it's a really interesting topic to explore and like really explore in like very like, I don't know what the word for it is, but explore in like a really safe, not safe, but like explore it in like a more kind of like responsible way, right? Like you don't want to romanticize abuse, manipulation, and like stuff like that. So you have to be really responsible with how you portray these relationships, and make sure that like you're not romanticizing it and making sure that you're like condemning it, right? Because abuse is no bueno, no bueno. I don't think I have to be here like, oh my god, abuse is bad. Because it is bad, and I don't have to say it's bad, right? But the way that this artist depicts this relationship, this incestuous relationship, does make it seem to be a fairly positive representation. And I don't want to I don't know, because this artist is a part of the LGBT community, and they are you know, like trying to like make themselves like try to market themselves as a queer artist, right? And so I don't want to like diss on them for like creating, because like it'd be a different story if it was like a straight woman like writing the like creating this. But like no, it wouldn't be a different story, because at the end of the day it is what it is, right? Like you have to read it as what it's coming as, and it's coming out as an incestuous abuse story, and it's crazy, right? And then once I figured this out, because I was scrolling through the comments and someone was like, aren't they brothers? And I'm like, what? This is crazy. What do you mean they're brothers? What do you mean they're brothers? And then I scrolled down to look at the lore, and the blonde twink dude, the one that was like being shipped with all these dudes, was not previously shipped with his brother. Like the artists themselves gave us a little bit of the lore and was like, oh yeah, this blonde twink doesn't like his older brother because like he's abusive and like fucking does bad things to him, and they just have a really really toxic relationship. And the artist even said that their family is very like not problematic, but very tumultuous. And so I don't know where it came from, but they suddenly like switched it up, because before that they weren't shipping these two with each other. These two had like separate partners that were not related to them, that were in like different relationships, and they had more, and then these brothers had like more of a kind of how do I say, like maybe just like a more tumultuous relationship where they don't like each other, and it's a very kind of like strained relationship, right? But I don't know where it like jumped to the point where, oh, let's make them fuck. Because let me say, I checked their Twitter because I was curious. I checked their comments, and they were like, oh, they confirmed that they were actually brothers on Twitter, and this is an incest relationship. And I was like, I gotta see this. I gotta fact check, because I can't just take this comment for like word for word, bar for bar. So I have to like fact check this like a accusation. So I went on their Twitter, and lo and behold, they were not lying. They were not lying. Oh my goodness. I saw dick, I saw penis, I saw come on brothers. Not even step brothers, bro. Blood related, full on mom and pop. And mind you, I was in the Caribou. I was in a coffee shop in full fucking public, look at a dick, balls, asshole, all of that. And I was like, I need to log off like right now, because this is horrendous. And this, dude, this literally shattered my reality for a little bit. And after discovering this discussion, this indiscretion, I was like, oh my goodness. And the more I scrolled through their account, the more I was just like, bewildered. I was bewildered. I was like, oh my goodness. And so when I first stumbled on these like what I presumed to just be a blonde couple, I was like, oh, they're so cute. Like this is such a like, I love the way they portray these like intimate relationships where they're just like cuddling up to each other or just being like, you know, those like soft touches within like a relationship. But then after I had this added context of them being brothers, full-blooded brothers, abusive, I just had to, I don't know. I like looked through the comments again and it was in a way different perspective where it was just, this is not sweet to me anymore, man. This is not sweet to me anymore. It was more sinister and I just could not look the art the same. And this is not to say that like, I don't know if I'm condemning this artist because I'm not sure why the fuck they're doing it. I'm not sure why they're portraying this relationship in the way that they are. Like I don't understand it one bit. And like, so if I don't understand something, I'm not gonna say shit on it because I'm like, it's weird. It's weird to me, okay? It's weird to me, but I'm not sure why it's weird, right? I don't know why they're doing the things that they're doing. It's just weird. and so ever since then, I just have not been going on my Instagram because I don't want to go through that again. It's a very weird landscape. And it kind of brought me onto this topic of like your, not your favorite, but like people that you watch and people that you interact with, not interact with, but like people that you regularly consume on the internet, right? Like you regularly, okay, I can't say that word, but you like daily consume their content and you find yourself like, you know, like liking who they are as a person and liking who they are as a content creator. And then to find out that they are not great people. I think that's like one of the newer things that have come about after like the increase in like content creators and influencers and stuff like that. Like for me, one of the worst things to happen on the internet was not like, I don't know, like the submarine incident or like, I don't know. One of the worst things on the internet for me was finding out like Cryotic, the YouTuber that used to play with PewDiePie, is actually a horrible person. When I found out about these allegations, like I think a couple of months ago or even a year ago, this is like before like it became more mainstream to be talked about. I think there was like a smaller creator that like was covering this topic, and I was like, no fucking way. So I checked it out, and the man even like full fronted like admitted to what he did, and it was soul crushing, dude. It was soul crushing to hear that like someone who I used to watch as like a, not even 13, was it when I was 13, like teenagers, like very very young teenager, like it was crazy to like listen to these oh my god, these accusations come up because it's just heartbreaking, bro. It's fucking heartbreaking. Like you would think that it wouldn't matter, but like the fact, like I was not raised, but I was heavily influenced by this creator, like Cryotic. Like I used to watch his like was it live streams? I think it was like live streams or like longer form formats with his friends like Snake, I think Lady Red and like Russ and like stuff like that. Like I can't remember on the top of my head because it's been like so long since I've watched her content. But I remember it being like a very big formative, like a big thing in my like formative like development. It was like I used to watch them so much, and I used to want like a friend group like them. I wanted like something tight knit like them, and I wanted to, you know, just, I don't know, like I thought they were like really good people, and I still do think that like some of the people in the group are decent people and, you know, are very funny people. But the fact that Cryotic like took advantage of his group and like manipulated them and just did these horrible things to the people in the group and people outside of the group, it's just really disappointing to see like these actions occurring. And while his actions are horrible, I do sympathize with you know, like him like going through like downward spiral and not doing well mentally, because that's not something you can like particularly control. But at the same time, your actions are something that you can control, and it's really sad to see that he was not like responsible enough with his platform to, you know, like interact with his fans. I don't think that he should have done what he did with his fans. I don't think he should have done what he did with his partner. I don't think he should have done what he done with his friends and with his colleagues and with his work, with his like work culture and stuff like that. I think it's a really bad thing that he did, and it's just really disappointing to see your like not favorite, but like he was a very like I stopped watching him for a long time, but like when I was watching him, he was like one of my favorite creators. If you asked me who my favorite creator was on in YouTube, I would have probably said him, because one of my like comfort like playthroughs from him was I think it was like called the Black Cat Lady or something like that. It was like one of the indie games that he played, and it just hit me right here, man. It hit me right here, and after watching his playthrough and after like witnessing the gameplay, it just I don't know how to say it, man. That shit left me like thunkering. That shit left me pondering. I turned off the series and I just laid in bed thinking, bro. That's how you know that shit had an effect on you, because I had to sit in silence after that. Oh my goodness. I had to reevaluate how I saw life. I had to reevaluate how I saw social media. I had to reevaluate everything after watching that series, because it's a very impactful game. Like, even if Chaotic didn't cover it, it would still be a very impactful game. But I'm grateful for Chaotic, for as a creator, to introduce me to this like indie video game, because it's a very compelling series, and I implore you guys to check it out if there's any other creators that have covered it. But for me, I was introduced by it to Chaotic, and that's how I personally see his content, like something that he's like introducing the masses to something that's like a little more emotional, a little more raw, and stuff like that. And it's just hold on. And I remember watching his game night playthroughs with his friends where they're just like getting drunk and dicking around. It was really fun to see. Um, and I remember this one series they had where they were reading My Immortal, and I don't know who it was, but they were doing it with these accents. They were going in, and I was like, in it gave me so much comfort. And I even did the same thing with my personal friends. Like, we would do the same things on Skype. Like, after I watched this video, I'm like, I have to get my friends on this. So I called them up on Skype, and I was like, bro, we gotta get through this. And so we literally read the fanfic My Immortal on Skype together, and we were fascinated. My friends were like, how the fuck did you find this? I'm like, bro, like, I found this fucking YouTuber, and he was cooking it, bro. He was cooking it, so we had to do it. My friends were fucking obsessed, and we spent like hours reading through and doing accents and stuff like that. And so I found personal entertainment from, watching his content and getting like, sorry, my glasses are like sliding off of my face. But anyways, so I was like finding like personal enjoyment from his content. And it was just really sad to see that, he was not treating his crew the best, and they were working under really tragic circumstances. I don't know if he was like that. I don't remember if he was like that during the recording of these videos, but it was definitely something that occurred like in the later ends, from what I remember. I think it was something that happened like within 2020 or 2019. Like, it was like definitely after like his prime, like after he stopped collaborating with PewDiePie, I believe. Or maybe it was something that was occurring. I don't remember. You guys will have to check out the videos. Just search up like Chaotic, like controversy or something like that, and you'll find a lot more informed take on it. But coming from someone who was a former fan of him, and someone who was subscribed to him, and someone who really looked up to him as a creator, and looked up to his friends, his friend group, and the way that they interacted as a group, it really broke my heart, man. It broke my fucking heart, on God. Like, I think there was the one time where I just kind of stepped back from social media and was like, what do I want from these creators? Like, how should I interact with the creators, and how should I, as a person, like, interact with these people and take them as as like a creator, just in general, like take them as people. Like, I don't know how I should interact with them. And then, oh my God, I don't even know how I should speak on this one topic, because I feel like it's too recent to talk about, because I feel like the Chaotic thing was kind of a little bit like past, like a little bit like, like in the past, so it's like easier to talk about. But this one is very, very recent, and I don't know how I should cover it, because it's a stinker, y'all. It's a fucking stinker, and I'm just not sure how to cover it, but I will kind of touch on it. There's a creator called Nick is Not Green that covered this controversy regarding Super Mega, and Lex is up dog or something, Lex's dog or something, like just Lex, okay, and just the controversy and the issues regarding how they handled her sexual assault case. And I'm not here to like question her like sexual assault case, because I do believe that she did like go through these things, and it's a horrible thing that happened with her, and I think like DRR, whatever, the artist that did art for Super Mega. And I don't question her account, and I don't like for a second do not believe her story. I think that a lot of the times victims in sexual assault cases don't have the ability to have their story be believed and always be second guessed. And that's why a lot of like sexual assault victims don't speak out because they know that their story will not be believed, and they will have to go through all these like hoops in order to make their story believed. And that shouldn't be the case. I feel like sexual assault cases should be believed, point blank, period, right? And so it's a really strange situation because I was a former fan of Matt and Ryan, and it's yeah, because I found them from what was it, Game Grumps, because I was a really big fan of Game Grumps back in the day. I used to like watch Ross's like I think it was called his like art name is like Rubber Ninja, I think, and I used to watch his like art videos with like other collaborators. I don't remember what the series was called, but it really kind of inspired me to create my own art, to like get more, to like take my art more seriously and kind of think about it more kind of like artistically and kind of take it more professionally. Um, and so I found, so Matt and Ryan were the editors for most of the Game Grumps videos, and that's how I found them. And that's how I discovered them. And then from there, they had made their own channel, and they separated from uh, Game Grumps. And I'm not sure if they are still affiliated or still in communications with one of my Aaron and what is his name? What is his name? The curly haired dude. Aaron and fuck, fuck. I can't remember his fucking name. He's the guy that is in the band called like the sex something. It's called the sex something. Oh my god, I'm so bad at this. I should have like looked up on it, but whatever. Right? You'll know who it is if you know who the Game Jam is. It's like the curly hair dude. Whatever the fuck, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so they did some video editing for those two, and I really liked their personalities. And I remember watching their unboxing videos and finding them fairly funny. I really liked their live action, and it was a really touching story to listen to them talk about their friend. I can't remember his name right now, but they were part of Syndigo or no, is it Syndigo? Oh, I can't remember, but they're the ones that make the song called like My Two Gay Uncles or something like that. And and like they're the ones that made Blonde Boys, right? I think their friend wasn't a part of that. I'm trying to remember what the freaking friend was called. But like they were all like the friend that unfortunately took his life was also a friend of Markiplier's, and I remember watching Markiplier's like response video, and it was a very raw and emotional video, and it was a very vulnerable spot, and you can really tell that he cared about his friend. And it was just really powerful to listen to him like talk about his experience with his friend, and just talk about how it affected him and how he needed to take a break from it. And I don't remember if Matt and Ryan ever spoke about it, but it's really obvious that he played a big part. But his actions took a really his presence played a really big part in how they conducted themselves as content creators and as people. And it was really sad to hear that this accusation that Lex made about them making fun of him committing suicide. It was really heartbreaking to hear that because like it's because you have to understand that this is how I'm like interacting with it, right? I'm listening to this accusation from someone I've never met before, because I've never heard of Lex Dog before, and so I'm like, okay, I'll listen to her story and to her plight, and like listening to it, I really empathize with her because it came out as a really, like the way she was telling the story, I was like, oh wow, like this is a very tragic thing to have occurred, and like I'm really sad about it. And then when she brought up the way that Matt and Ryan discussed their friend's passing. And at first I was like, oh, that's a horrible thing. And like, I never really like, I guess I really didn't think about like how people cope with death, right? Because there's different ways that people like accept death, and how people cope with someone passing, like someone close to them passing. And like I've never had someone in my life that's close to me pass, so I'm not sure how I would personally cope with the fact and deal with the fact that my friend is no longer here, and cope with the fact that there has been a death in my life, and it takes a toll on someone, and I'm not sure how I would personally communicate that and personally like come to terms with the passing of my friend. So I can't really say, and it has come to like the surface that like Matt and Ryan have said to themselves that they have never said anything like that about their. I need to look up. I don't have my phone on me, but like I would look it up, because I feel like I don't think his name was Adam. I don't think his name was Adam or anything. What the fuck was his name? Because I want to make sure I respect his name, because it's a really important thing to remember. What the fuck? Sorry, some of this stuff is about like shipping them together, and I'm like, it makes sense. It makes sense. They're really sus and really fruity online, but yeah. Um, why is it so fucking hard to find the fucking name? If I remember what their YouTube channel was called, um, I don't think it was called Syndigo, was it? I think I might be misremembering it. I don't think Syndigo is like an actual YouTuber that I watch. I don't know why I'm thinking of it. Was it called Syndigo? Oh my god, I fucking suck at this. All of these YouTubers are like mixing up in my head. And so it's, I think it was called Syndigo, no? Yeah, oh, Daniel. Okay, so it was Daniel Kyrie. Oh my god, I fucking suck. But his name was Daniel, and he was a friend of Markiplier, from what I remember, like a really good friend of Markiplier, and he had a channel called Syndigo with Ryan McGee, and I think Matt Watson joined afterwards, and but like I think Ryan was closer to Daniel from what I remember. And but they were fairly close at the time. Like it's obvious, like if you have a YouTube channel with someone, it's obvious that you trust them to some degree, and you trust that they are, and you're trusting that they are. I don't know. Like if you have a YouTube channel with someone, like it's a really big responsibility and a really big step in someone's like relationships, in order to have like, because YouTube at the end of the day is a business if you're making money out of it. So you have to be trusting of the partner, and as a business partner, and as someone that you can confide in as a friend. And that's why a lot of times YouTube just doesn't work out with people who don't see it as a business, who treat it as kind of just, and treat it as just kind of like as is, instead of treating it as a business, and treating each other as business partners, rather than seeing each other as, friends. Because like friends are friends, but at the end of the day, a business does not really run on friendship. Like you have to make sure there are contracts and things that are written in order to have like proper guidelines into how do you conduct a business, right? um and so yeah, so it was really heartbreaking to hear that accusation about Lex, because like it was like heartbreaking, like into like groundbreaking, and not groundbreaking, that's not the right word. It was tragic, and really just, I don't know what the right word is, but it was just unbelievable. I don't know. These words are not like the words I would use to describe it if I was like writing it out with the script. But right now I'm like running on low fumes. But I really wanted to talk about this topic because it's been on my mind quite a bit, because it's just really kind of changed how I interact with YouTubers nowadays and interact with content creators, because I know that there should be a distinction between the artists and their creations. Like a lot of the times when controversial artists like create like really good content, a lot of people just like, oh, just separate the artist from their content, just separate the artist from their art. And it can be easy to do that when it comes to music for me, because I don't really like interact with a lot of the musicians that I listen to outside of their music. Like I listen to the music and I'll listen to the album, and I'm like, wow, they are amazing as an artist, but I won't look up like their personal life, or look up like how they interact. Like I know I probably should if I'm like supporting their music, but like I don't think Spotify even pays these artists like at all. Like they pay them piss poor. So the support I'm actually giving these artists, like if I genuinely like the artist, which I don't think I have, like a band that I'm like super like, I bought like, oh, Pierce the Veil. I bought like some stuff for Pierce the Veil. I don't know if money actually goes to them. I bought them from Hot Topic, but I do like Pierce the Veil. Like that poster right there, Pierce the Veil. This one is Pierce the Veil. And these vinyls are when I bought when I was like a younger like teenager. So 21 Pilots, Arctic Monkeys, really good album by the way, and Zayn. I know a lot of stuff has come out about like Zayn and stuff like that, and I'm not really sure what the accusations are, so I'm not gonna speak on it. But that album, Mind of Mine, fuck, that's a good album. That's a fucking good album. So if you have not listened to Mind of Mine, fucking listen to it, because like Pillow Talk is just, I feel like Pillow Talk for me is a mid-tier song, but like the rest of the songs on his album, oh my god. Like I think the song is called Drive, and it's with, I think it's called with Kalani. The one with, I think he collaborated with Kalani on one of the songs, and it's so good. And yeah. So listen to it if you haven't. And so I do like Twice, but I don't know anything about like their personal lives. I just like their music, and I sometimes watch their music videos. And I am a big Mina stan, like she's my bias, but I don't know anything about her, like her personality. I just like the way she performs as an artist. I like the dancing, and I like her visuals, and that's about it. Like I don't know like what her favorite food is or what her genuine personality. Like I know she's like more sophisticated, but that's about all I know about her. So yeah, I try to not deeply entrench myself in a creator's world because I've been burned in the past about that with like One Direction and 5 Seconds Summer, because those were the bigger people that I used to not stand. Basically, I had like Tumblr accounts for them. I used to write fan fiction for them, and I used to be hugely into them. I used to like make fan art for them, and I was obsessed with them. And so yeah, so I haven't been that level of obsessed with any like content creator or any like celebrity for a long time, and I kind of like it that way. But there are people that I consume content from and really enjoy the content. It doesn't mean that I endorse them as people, but I like their content and I like the work that they put out, and I respect them as artists. So when it came out that Matt and Ryan um were not just like silly goobers that were making videos on YouTube, and were actually people that were doing not so great things on the internet. Like it has come out like for me, I'm really like neutral, not neutral, but I'm really like I don't know where I stand on this controversy, and it's not my place to make a decision. It's up to Matt and Ryan and Lex and whoever is involved within these parties to kind of work it out themselves. It's really unfortunate that Lex had to feel that she had to come up with the story in order to be heard and in order to get justice. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of these issues that she brought up could have been not easily, but it could have been a lot less like a lot like she didn't bring it out to the bigger space, because a lot of the issues that she brought up after, because I think the main issue should have stuck with her accusations regarding how Matt and Ryan like handled her sexual assault case and stuff like that, right? I think her main issue and main discussion should have stayed on that, but then she decided to bring in these like I don't want to say petty, but kind of like not irrelevant, but it feels irrelevant to the case, because sexual assault is like a major fucking thing, right? And like the things that she brought up afterwards just kind of seem petty compared to like the accusation that she made. And so when she was talking about when she like brought up this stuff about like Matt and Ryan, like I don't know, like not inviting them to things and like stuff like that, like I don't know, like you guys can make up your own opinion. Make sure to watch all the sides there. You watch Matt and Ryan's response videos, watch Lex's video, and watch all the commentary videos about it, and try to get like the get as much information about it as possible. You can watch Nick is Green's video. That's where I personally found out about this controversy at first, because I watch a lot of his videos, because I think that he covers a lot of really kind of funky and weird topics, and it's something that like a chronically online person would know about, but as someone who doesn't go on TikTok and stuff like that, it's like interesting to like it's more like interesting to watch something in like a longer form of video and have like different perspectives and stuff like that in a video. Like the TikTok videos like compressed into like not compressed, but like I don't know, but like yeah, I watch a lot of his videos, and I really liked him and Dev Lemon's content, not their music. I've never listened to their music. Queef Jerky, I've never listened to that, but yeah, I watched a lot of his content, and his brother as well. I think his name is Austin, has some fairly like interesting videos himself. And it's not a surprise that I liked Nick is Green, right? Because I watch a lot of his peers. I watch Curtis Connor, I watch Danny Gonzalez, I watch Jarvis Johnson. There's one more I'm missing. He makes like really Sufi. He has a podcast with Jarvis Johnson called Sad Boys. But I can't. Oh, why am I? It starts with an A. I know it starts with A. I'm so sorry that I forgot his name, but I actually like this creator as well. I think he's a really funny chap. A really funny British chap. I think he's British. Is he British? Oh my god, he might not be British. I might be misremembering. I don't know if he's British, okay? He might be British, but he might not be. I can't remember. But he has a podcast with Jarvis. Like, is he British or is he not? I might be just like spreading misinformation right now. Okay, whatever. But it made sense for me to enjoy Nick's content, because he makes similar content to Danny Gonzalez and Curtis Connor. And so yeah, I watched a lot of his content before that. And so when this video dropped, so like for me, I feel like he before this video dropped, he had a pretty clean and reputable and I just like a clean record, right? He was a very like uncontroversial YouTuber. He just made shit about. He was just like a commentary channel, right? So it's like a lot of commentary channels don't have a lot of personality. They just cover the topic and just be like, oh wow, that's bad, or like, oh wow, that's good, and stuff like that, right? So I just kind of saw him just like, as like more kind of like a news anchor, not news anchor, but like someone just gave me like stupid information about stupid things that happen on the internet, basically. And I really like didn't care about him as a person. Didn't This sounds really bad, but like truly, I just didn't care about like him as a person and what he did outside of the internet. Like I knew he made music, but I didn't listen to it because I didn't care. I just watched his videos and was like, wow, that's crazy. Logged off and did homework. I don't know. But then when he dropped this video about Super Mega, it was horrible. It was a horrible watch for me because, like I said, Super Mega was something that I watched quite a bit as a kid. And someone and like maybe my later years. I don't remember what I watched specifically that I really liked. There was one series that they had that I liked, but I can't remember what the fuck it was. What was it? I want to remember. But I can't. But anyways, but yeah, they were. I just saw them as Goofy Goobers, and I listened to their podcast a little bit. And it was really sad to hear about what I think it was Jackson. Is that his name? Did to them. I didn't really keep up with the drama regarding that, but just like one of their I think employees, Jackson, took a lot of their money and stuff like that. And you guys can look that up. It was a fairly big thing. So yeah, when Nick dropped this video, I just kind of took his word for it, but I did listen to his side. I listened to the entire video. I think I was like baking or doing homework, but like I think I was listening. I think I watched it like 3 times through because I was like, I want to make sure I like understood what the fuck these accusations are. And then after that, I went to listen to Lex's video. I watched it all the way through, like until the very end, to ensure that I got her side of the story because it's really important to listen to all. Like he had clips of Lex's video in his like Nick had like clips of Lex's video in his own video, and I listened to that. But I was like, I feel like there's probably more I should take into consideration when making my own opinion. So I listened to her side, and then I went on Twitter for a little bit, but Twitter can be very reactionary, and so I just kind of scrolled through and listened in, and uh it was kind of crazy, y'all. It was kind of crazy what was going down because it was literally like right after I dropped this video, and I like literally right after I listened to Lex's video, I hopped on Twitter to see what people thought about it because the comments can be kind of skewed to the creator, right? So Nick's audience is obviously going to agree with what he says and be, you know, more kind of biased to him, and Lex's audience is obviously going to be more biased to her. And so I wanted to see what other people had to say, like fans of Super Mega. And so fans of Super Mega were not having it. The people on Reddit were dog piling the fuck out of them. They were raw dogging them, be like, you know what, I never really liked them anyways, like they were immature, blah blah blah, this and that. Like I didn't even like Matt's music, it sounds like butt. And I was like, damn. When the cookie crumbles, the cookie really crumbles. Like, mama fucking Mia, Jesus Christ. They're like, you know what, I have a confession to make. I'm like, that's crazy. And on Twitter, right, I saw this as it was going down, so I didn't even know what to make of it. But what's his name, Matt's girlfriend, that we didn't even know about before. I didn't even know he was dating her. I didn't even know what the fuck he was up to. But anyways, Matt's girlfriend, someone that I also knew, I don't remember what her name is, Zeph or whatever the fuck. I used to not follow her, but I used to stalk her, and not stalk her, but I used to like scroll through her page because she's a very pretty girl. She makes music, and she is a very amazing artist as well. And her type of music that she makes is not something I personally listen to, but it's very calming music, and it's very, you know, not retro. She's very like sad girl energy, you know? So very nice work. And so I was like, what the fuck are you doing here? What the fuck? And then so I was like, what is going on here? And then she made that one post about like, oh, like my boyfriend is like collecting all this evidence, and like he's gonna come out with all this evidence and just put everyone to shame and shit like that. And I was like, oh my goodness. And everyone was turning on her, calling her like all these things, and it was a shit show. I was like, oh my goodness, oh my lord, what the fuck? And so I didn't really like think about it that much after that. I was like, oh my god, that is crazy. Locked off and went to bed. And then Matt and Ryan's video came out, and I listened to that. I can't remember what the other one was. It Tucker? I don't think it was Tucker. There was another person that allegedly not sexually, but like just, I don't know if it was a sexual assault, but he kissed Lex without consent, basically, and she was taken aback by that. And she didn't say yes to that or whatever. She just found it weird. And so he also came out with a video. I can't remember what his fucking name was. But Matt and Ryan came out with their own videos. Matt, I think, did most of the dispelling, while Ryan just kind of apologized for his behavior, and kind of spoke a little bit on the stuff about Daniel. And yeah, it's really sad to kind of see them have to do this thing, have to like address these rumors at all. I feel like a lot of this could have been handled like behind the scenes, and it was really sad to see that their fan base and like the entire internet had to like, you know, dogpile on them and stuff like that, because while this like situation is horrible, and I wouldn't like wish it on anybody, I feel like a lot of this could have been like handled a lot more maturely, and that's the main issue I have with them. I feel like they could have handled this situation a lot more maturely, but I feel like the internet is such like a new space, and a lot of these creators like don't understand how to run a business, because like I said at the beginning, YouTube is a business, and there are a lot of things that can go wrong when you're working with different people, because they do have editors, they do have staff, and so I don't blame them for not being able to handle this situation better, because I don't think I would have handled it as like I don't think I would have been able to handle it personally. I think I would have like called like my lawyer and called like HR, like called someone to come and help me, because this is not something that I personally would have been able to deal with myself personally, because it's outside of like what I could do personally. So I think that's what they could have done. They could have reached out to someone to kind of help them mediate, but instead they had like someone within the company, like they had like just like another employee kind of mediate between Lex and themselves. And so I think they should have like pulled someone from an outside party in order to kind of help the situation, but instead they didn't do that. And I think that's kind of their pitfall, that they were not able to assess the situation correctly and take proper actions, and, you know, take Alexa's account into consideration. And I think a lot of the things that they've done that they should be held responsible for. But I think one of the main issues that the main thing that really caused a lot of controversy regarding Lex's and Nikki Green's allegations is that they brought in all these petty, and I do want to say irrelevant. I don't know if it's irrelevant, but it is fairly, like I said, it doesn't stack these things that they like tacked on after the allegations, the sexual assault allegations. I feel like could have been easily left out of the narrative. It could have been easily left out of the narrative, and their argument would have been just as strong, right? But I think these things that they tacked on at the end really dragged the argument down, and just kind of just like what am I trying to say? Sign language. I don't know sign language, but like it's just like just like overshadowed. Overshadowed, is that the right word? Just overshadowed like the actual prime issue of the case, whatever the fuck. Like it just overshadowed like the main issue, right? And so a lot of the issues kind of fell on like Matt and Ryan like love life, and like how they like dealt with the relationships, and how, you know, they lived as people and stuff like that. Like I don't really give a fuck about how they live their life. Like if they're nasty people, like not nasty people like personality wise, like if they just have like pizza boxes with like maggots all over the fucking place, like I don't really give a fuck about that, honestly. God, like why should I give a fuck? Like if they live like that, they live like that, but I don't live with them, so why should I give a fuck, right? And why should I care if like Matt and Ryan like, I don't know, cheated on the partner or something? I don't give a fuck. But like I don't give a fuck if like Matt had a one night stand. Like why should that matter to me? Like, yeah, that makes him look like a certain way, but why does that matter to me and how I should view him as a person? Like, he doesn't talk about that on his YouTube channel, so why does it matter to me? And so a lot of those things that they brought up within their argument really kind of make their stance a lot weaker, in my opinion. And that was pointed out by Turkey Tom. I feel like if anything, you guys should watch Turkey Tom and Destiny's coverage of it, because they are on the opposite side. And so if you're gonna watch Nick Green's video, you should also watch like opposite, like the opposing side as well. So Turkey Tom, you can watch that. He had a pretty good video about that, and Destiny, I believe, and I can't remember who else had a fairly good take on it. So yeah, if you really care about the situation, make sure you try to get the full view and try to get as much information as possible to make up your mind. For me personally, I just don't really have a stance on it currently. Like I just wish this situation didn't have to happen, honest to God. Like, I just wish they just kept it under wraps. Not under wraps, but like private. Like, kept it private, brought lawyers into it. And if it had to like get to that point, then yeah. But like, I feel like they should have been able to handle this as professionals and as business partners and as, like someone who runs a business. They should have been able to handle this issue between employees and stuff like that. And if legal matters had to be taken, they should have been able to do that. But instead, it had to come to taking it to the internet and having Reddit literally dogpile on them. So yeah, yeah. So I've been really uncomfortable like interacting with any creator um within like this controversy. So I have not been watching any super mega stuff, but I have not also been watching any Nick is Green content either, because after that it just, yeah. And apparently there's been like some stuff going on about Nick is Green and like Lex and like her partner, what's his name, Ethan. They've been having like a fallout or whatever the fuck, and I don't really give a fuck about that, honest to God. Like, and I was actually, the Nick is Green subreddit got recommended to me on my home feed or whatever the fuck, and they were dogging on that man. They were dogging on him, y'all. I was like, that is crazy. Yeah, very very strange behavior. Very strange behavior. And apparently his like subreddit got like privated because people were dogging on him too much. And when it like opened back up, people were like, oh my God, what the fuck. So yeah, but before it got privated, a lot of his former fans were dogging on him and like talking about how shitty his music is and like talking about how irresponsible he is as a creator. And it just kind of did a 360, not 360, 180 and just flipped on him. And it was just it's just crazy to see. And I think Nick did make like a response video to it, and I did listen to it all the way through, and it was just disappointing. Disappointing is the only word I can say about it. It's a very disappointing thing to listen to, and it's a really revealing video as well, because it kind of showed like how he conducted himself outside of the space. And it's just not something that I want to support within a creator, because if this creator is comfortable enough to make these accusations just on a whim, like it's just not something that I personally would want to give my view to. I don't really interact with him outside, but like views do mean something, right? When you click on a video, you kind of check out like the views and like what's it about, right? Because you don't really want to click on like a 10 view video, because the fuck they got going on there. So that's why a lot of people don't watch my shit, because I don't have a lot of views. But I just don't think I want to give him that attention anymore, because it shows how irresponsibly he's using his platform. And yeah, and the way he didn't take responsibility and just deflected and just, I don't want to say manipulated his audience, but it did feel that way. The way that he was talking about it, it just really felt like he believed what he said, but the facts were there. Like the facts are here, and it just does not align to how he sees it. And so it's really sad to see that he was not able to take accountability for his actions. And yeah, and regarding Matt and Ryan's apology, I'm not really sure how I feel about that either. It's just really tragic. Really tragic to see some of your favorite creators not be well on the internet, not do good, don't do bad, or like whatever the fuck on the internet, right? And so yeah, and that happened with one of the, and that has happened, like, I feel like this, it just feels like deja vu at this point. It just feels like deja vu to see all these fucking creators like have these controversies come out about them, and it just so happens that it has been disproven, like with the Slazo case. If you guys don't know about that, you guys should check it out, because it is a very, not, I don't want to say case study, because it is something that genuinely happened to him and happened to I think his girlfriend Shay. Like, it was just a really big thing, and it was a real thing. But I think it's a really big, like, it's a really good example of how YouTube, how like nuanced these conversations can be, and how it's really important to kind of be like critical of like the information that is provided to you. And it happened with a quite and that's fairly recent as well. I'm not sure how to speak on it, because it's a rough video to listen to, a really rough video to listen to, and not a good situation overall. Like most of these situations, I believe, could have been easily fixed if they just talked to each other. But instead, they just take it to the internet and decide to just air it out, and then you have all these like dissenting opinions and all these like misinformation spreading around and this and that. And so it just comes this like bigger thing that it shouldn't have been in the first place. But instead of being, I don't want to say grown adults, but instead of being like responsible people, they just decided to take it on the internet and just air it out. Like, what is the internet gonna do? Like, I know for Lasazo case, Shay wanted to speak out because she didn't want this to happen to other people, but like it came out that like it wasn't that. And so it just, and it came out that she was actually being manipulated by the people that were like supporting her. And it was a really crazy situation to witness go down. And so I'm just like, a lot of these situations, I just wish that like like it makes the internet a lot more intriguing to interact with, right? It makes a lot more kind of, not entertainment, because I don't find entertainment from watching this because it makes me sad, but it does make it a lot more like colorful. I can't find the right word for it, but like, you guys know what I'm trying to say. You guys know like what I'm trying to say, but like it is a very sad thing to witness. And with the quiet thing as well, I don't even know why that conversation had to like be a thing either. Like, what the fuck? Because I learned a lot more about Quiet than I thought, than like I really wanted to know. Like, learning that he was like a virgin, I'm like, I don't need to know this about you, but like because like the content he makes does not warrant him like discussing his virginity or like discussing how he feels about sex and discussing his like sexual performance. That's not something he should have felt the need to like discuss on the internet, because that's something that's very personal and something that he should have been able to keep to himself. But it so happened that like this person made an accusation and he felt the need to come on the internet and like talk about that. And I just think that like, if like, I feel like in the right situation, if he was comfortable enough to speak about that, he should have been able to speak about that on his own terms and like talk about that, because it's not something he should be embarrassed about or anything like that, but it's not something that he should be forced to have to say in order to like forced to say as like an argument point, you know. Like, it should be something he should have said like in his own time and in his own like comfort, you know. But instead he was forced to say it, and that's what feels icky about it for me. Like, he should have been able to come out about that. Oh wait, does he use they them terms? Oh shit. Okay, so if Quiet uses they them, I'm sorry. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, so they, whatever, sorry about that. But yeah, if they wanted to come out about that, then they should have had the ability to, you know, talk about it in their own terms. But it's just really sad to see. And they're like the pro Jared situation that was occurring around the Slazzle time, I think was also disproven. And it's just time and time and time again. I just see it, like, the more you kind of like stay within this space, you kind of realize how cyclical, like just a kind of like cyclical these actions are. Like, it just seems like the internet just doesn't learn from their mistakes and just doesn't learn from each other. And while I can kind of see why these like situations could be useful, it's just most of the time it's just like, you guys just need to deal with this in your own time. Like, what is the internet gonna do for you? Like, what does this do for you? I just don't know. I don't know. I'm like trying to think of like other situations as well. I'm like sure there's other, oh my god, like the fucking, okay, Dramageddon was just fucking crazy. Okay, Dramageddon was fucking bananas. Okay, the stuff that came about like James Charles and Tati, like like that was tea. Okay, that was tea, because that was like petty shit. Like, when it comes to stuff about like allegations about like sexual assault, infidelity, and stuff like that, that's crazy. Like, the fact, I think that Dramageddon did have some of that. Like, I think Dramageddon was just petty, okay? Like, the stuff about like Patrick Star and like fucking Nikita Dragon and Jeffree Star, like, this shit is petty shit, okay? But like, when it comes to James Charles, like grooming like younger people and being a pedophile, that's grody. That motherfucker should not have a platform. Same with like Shane Dawson, but whatever the fuck, right? And yeah, so if you guys have like any other content creators that are kind of like this, I'd be interested to hear about it, because even in the smaller spaces as well, like, I am also like a big, not big, but I do keep up with the art community as well, like the YouTube art community, not like on like in Twitter or whatever the fuck, but the YouTube art community has like instances like this, like with Spoctor. If you guys know who that is, Spoctor Is that what his name is? I feel like there's another part to that, like Spock or something. But anyways, he was this like YouTuber, like this commentary YouTuber that had like this like dinosaur thing, and he had this accusation like back in the day. I think it was like 2018, 2019, where he was like 18 and talking to someone that was like either like younger than him. I don't remember what the age difference was, but it was weird enough for people to like have an issue with it. And it came out like that. I don't know, like he was basically cleared of this accusation, and he became like this poster child within the art community that about like being able, like this poster child for like just this of like, I can't remember what the word was. Oh my god. Of like being like falsely accused and like blah 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 and this and that. And he kind of was kind of the spokesperson within the community of like trying to dispel like false rumors and stuff like that. And it came out that he's actually like a creep, like actually a creep, I think. Allegedly. Okay, all of this video is alleged. All of this video is alleged. I don't want to get like, I'm gonna put like a shitty thing in the beginning of this video. Like, it is all alleged. I don't know if this is real. Like, this could all be a fictional case. Like, this could all be a publicity stunt, and I just could not be none the wiser, okay? But allegedly, Spockter is, in fact, a creep. And yeah, so, and there was stuff about like, what's this guy's name? PK Pycro? What's his fucking name? He's like the dude that used to do like the TV and cringe dude. Like, turns out he's kind of a weirdo too. And if you guys watch enough of like the art videos, you'll know, oh, like Omnia and Kai, really strange situation there. A lot of abuse statements. Like Omnia and Kai are just, yeah. You guys, if you guys want something to like fill up your time about, like watch those videos, because that is a strange situation that occurred there. And then there's some stuff about, oh, like Creepshow obviously was a big thing. Like Creepshow used to be a part of the art community, I think. But she kind of like grew into like the bigger space of being just a commentary channel. But she started out as an art channel, and I used to watch her as like an art commentary channel, and she used to comment on like art and stuff, and that's what I cared about. But then once she got into like the, I don't know what the fuck she started talking about, I just stopped caring. I was like, I don't want to watch you anymore. And like her personality for me was just a little bit too like, I was like, okay, Shawty, never that serious, but she was always like, I was like, yeah. And the stuff with like Creepshow art, really interesting topic as well. Maybe, I don't know. I'm never probably gonna like cover it in like a long form video because I don't really have any opinions on it. It's just a weird situation. And then there was some stuff about Prismate Luke and fucking Lovely Peaches. Not Lovely Peaches. Oh my god, that's I be itching and burning and itching. That's not her. That's the wrong bitch. Or like, is it Lovely Peaches? No, it's like something Peaches. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, that drama went down. Like Prismate Luke came out to be like kind of a freak weirdo as well. And yeah. And then that recent stuff that occurred with internet historian and what's his name? James Somerton. Dude, I used to watch James Somerton too. He was one of, and it's a recent watch too. Like I used to watch his stuff because I do watch a lot of stuff. I watch like stuff about with like Cat Black, like BreadTube or whatever the fuck it's called, BreadTube. I used to watch a lot of that. I don't really now because it makes me sad to like listen to. I used to just watch stuff about like social like commentary about like, you know, really like menial stuff about TikTok. I watch like Jordan Teresa and Mina Lay and stuff like that nowadays. Just like really kind of girly feminine stuff instead of listening to a lot, because these politics stuff had my brain rotting, bro. Like you made me so depressed, and so I just stepped back. I want to get back into it because I do want to be more socially aware, but like right now I don't think I'm in the mental capacity to kind of listen to that type of stuff. But I do like I said, but like I do watch a lot of LGBT stuff. I watch like Rowan Ellis, I think that's what her name is, and Verily Bitchy. I'm trying to think of who else. Are They Gay? I think he renamed himself to Alexander or something. He was brought up in the what's it called? The H Bomber video. I also watched a lot of H Bomber, but not a lot. I liked his pathological video, I think that's what it's called, and the RWBY. Actually, after watching his like his discussion or like review of RWBY, I actually like went and watched the entire series, and I have some thoughts on that too, but I forgot about it. But like maybe I'll watch it again because kind of good series, kind of like a shit show series. I'll be honest with you. Like, it's not good, but like it's good to watch. Okay. um, but yeah. So after watching that video and then listening to that stuff come about like James Somerton, because like his videos were like videos that I was not able to watch, like just like watching him like this. I just put him in the background and just kind of listened to what he had to say. And I think the discussions that he brought up were really strong. And like the sources that he pulled from are very like well written, very well like spoken like pieces. But it's just unfortunate that he had felt the need to fucking plagiarize these like amazing academics. Like, I feel like you could have easily made a video that was like well credited and just well made and just like made sure that it was just very like up to standard. I don't know what the word is, but like just like well made without feeling the need to plagiarize, because like these topics could be easily elaborated on in a YouTube video instead of just like ripping it off. But yeah, like I remember watching his video about what was it? I think it was like the Yuri on Ice one. It was a really interesting watch. Just like watching like him dissect it. And stuff like that. But then when it came out that he like plagiarized it, I was like, holy moly, man, holy moly, that's crazy bananas. Um, and it's just really sad to see that like another like queer creator like ripping off like smaller queer creators and just not like, because the space is already so small, right? It's just a small space. Like James Somerton, like if you were not in the know of like these like bread talk and like these like queer space like discourse spaces, you would not know of him, right? So it's a very small community, probably like a couple million, like a couple million. Like most of these videos don't even like break a million, right? So it's a fairly small community, and so it's really sad to see that there's like bigger creator within this small community. It's like taking advantage of these smaller creators. It's just really sad to see, you know. It's just really sad to see. And like I implore you guys to go look at these like articles that he plagiarized from, because these creators have like really well written thoughts, and it really like really kind of builds on these like topics, and really, yeah. So I would recommend just yeah. Kat Black is like a really like well educated person. I'm like lagging right now, but she is a really well educated person. I love listening to her takes because she usually has very nuanced takes, and I really enjoy listening to her. Who else here? I'm like lagging right now. Mamma mia. Rowan Ellis has some really good videos on just like queer topics. I'm trying. There's like one more queer person that I like watch, and I'm just like lagging on. But yeah, I can't think of their name. Fuck. Can't remember. But yeah, whatever. And there's like some drama going on in like BreadTube about like Noah Samson. Um, the editor, I think he was like an editor for Noel, is it Noel or Noel, from Tiny Meat Gang. He used to be like I think he is or isn't still an editor for Noel, and he did a lot of bread talk videos, and it just came out that he is just, I don't know like what the accusations were exactly, but it just came out that he was just not a great person and was not well informed about the topics he was speaking about. And I feel like if you're going to talk about like political topics in the way that he was, it's really good to, you know, be educated. And if you have as a big of a platform as he is, I think it should be paramount to have like, you know, decent takes. Yeah, so there's drama everywhere, you know. Like, I don't want to say like all of this is like drama, but it does feel, at the end of the day, it does feel very drama like, and it just, I just wish it didn't have to be like that. I just want to watch like silly goofy videos, but like it just comes out like these creators just are not decent people. And I'm currently looking for like a creator like Nick is Green, because I do like the content that he makes, and I do like the topics that he covers, because I do like watching like Soupy Gilly, silly goofy people on the internet doing silly things. But I just don't want to watch him anymore, because I can't see him the same way. Like once like an image is ruined for me, like the same way with like Morrissey, right? Morrissey from The Smiths. After learning about him, I'm like, like I still listen to the Smiths. I still like their songs, but it's just like that, like just like knowing, right? It comes back to like discussion I had earlier about that artist that I was looking at. Like I love their art, and I still think their art is great. But now that I know this, and now that I have this background information, it just makes I just interact with their work a lot more differently. I like look at them a lot more differently, and I just can't enjoy their work anymore after it. It like taints my vision of them, and so I don't think I would blame anybody for like I don't think I would blame anybody for not for feeling this way, because at the end of the day, it's like you can't help but to form like these relationships with these creators that you like to watch, and if even if you are just a casual like watcher, it can be disappointing to find out that these people that you like watch daily to turn out to be not pleasant people. It's the same way as like if you were watching the news and when the news anchors turn out to be like, I don't know, like stealing money from kids or some shit, or like fucking evading taxes. Like it'd be really like unfortunate to listen to, because like wow, like I used to watch this fellow on the news all this time, and then it turns out he's like this horrible person or something like that. And so it's just disappointing to see like people that you like interact with from day to day turn out not to be good person. And then so it makes you kind of step back and be like, well, what does that say about me as a person? Like what does that say about me for like watching these videos without like critically thinking about it? It makes you think about yourself, and just so I don't want you guys to like beat up on yourself. Beat up, just kidding. But I don't want you guys to like feel bad about it. Like it happens, and it's just like you have to like understand that like you never really truly know a creator. Like you guys don't know me, I don't know you guys, but like it's just like just be mindful of like who you decide to support. And you're not a bad person for supporting like people like James Somerton, or like supporting people like Super Mega, because you didn't know any better, right? Because like at the end of the day, YouTube is a very curated platform. Like you put out what you want to put out, right? And so in order to do that, you have to be very selective and very mindful of how the internet is going to view you. It's not like people are going to put up videos of them like shitting and farting for the masses, right? And so I don't know. Yeah. So don't feel bad about like supporting these, like previously supporting these people, because that's not really yours. Is it? I don't know how to describe this, but it's I don't know, but yeah, that's all I gotta say on that. I think I need to like start working on my homework. Is yeah. Yeah, this topic is taking a lot of me. That's a lot of like mental brain power. But yeah, if you guys have any more of these like controversial topics, like even if it's like in like oh my god, actually one more. Big Bang, right? Big Bang. I was a big fan of them, like the K-pop group. I was a big fan of their music as a kid, and I still am. I still like they got some bangers, okay? They got some fucking bangers. But like after that shit came out by Sungri, is that his name? What is his name? Is this Sungri? Yeah, whatever. The dude that like had that like I think it was I don't was it called like Burning Sun scandal, where he like was like prostituting these women and stuff. I was like, what the fuck? So every time I like watch the music video, I'm there for T.O.P. But like every time I see that motherfucker, I'm like the Sungri motherfucker. I'm like, fuck that dude, for real, fuck that dude with no thumb, no thumb on that bitch. Like this is just full thumb, like no thumb. Like fuck that dude, for real. And then it comes out like I don't know, like some of the people are not good, like Daesung, I think like got into like a car accident or something. And like all these like controversies, like Big Bang is a very controversial group, and I'm like, oh my god. So every time I listen to the music, I'm like, and like Sungri's, I'm not saying his name right, but like whatever. Whenever his part comes up, I'm like, I don't like that one bit. I don't like that one bit. But yeah, anyways, that was another thing. Sorry. Just all these creators, all these people that I like admire and look up to, just turns out to be no bueno people. So yeah, really tragic to see. So if you guys have any instances like that, I'd be really interested to listen to, because it's a fairly prevalent thing in this world, and it just makes you kind of like think more about yourselves and how you like. I think not yourself, but think more about like your consumption habits, and thinking more about how you should interact with these influencers and musicians and artists, and how they affect you as a person, because at the end of the day, it should affect you. Like the things that you oh my god, the things that you consume should affect you, because you know as artists, we create things in order to emotionally impact people, and if it's not doing that, then it's not art, so these things that you're watching and the things that you're consuming should affect you in a way. And it's really disappointing when you find out that the people that create this art that like affect you have been affecting people the wrong way outside of the art. And so yeah, that's all I gotta say. Oh my god, my stomach, do you guys hear that? I think I'm hungry. So I'm gonna get something to eat while I work. Okay, all right, so let me know if you guys have any other examples. I would, maybe I'd be open to doing another discussion video where I'm a little bit more coherent regarding this topic. But yeah, I'd be really receptive to listening to you guys talk more. Oh my god, actually another one, Kendall Ray from like the true crime world. If you guys watch true crime, I keep on trying to log out, but I keep on like thinking of more people. Kendall Ray is this true crime creator, and her subreddit have been like dunking on her, bro. Like they've been like, there was this instance where she covered this case, and like I think it was either one of the family members reached out to her and was like, I don't like the way you covered this case. Like, you should have not, like, I think it was like, you call it the pogo stick murder or something. If you guys want more, like, go on the subreddit and read more about it. And like the victim's like family member or someone who is advocating for the victim reached out to her and was like, I don't like the way you covered this case. I think it's really disrespectful. And she just never responded to them, and it's just really sad to see. And a lot of her like older fans have been talking about how she's changed as a person. And for me, I can definitely see that as someone who has, you know, consumed her content for a decent amount of time. You go back to her old content and it was just like, you know, her like being really respectful of the victims. But nowadays it just kind of feels like a cash grab a little bit, right? With all the ads and all of the sponsorships she's been adding into her videos, it just seems like she's doing it more so for the money. Like, I know she works with NetMech, which is like something that helps with like missing and exploited children. But at the same time, it's like, it definitely feels like it feels like it's more business minded for her rather than something that she's doing for the people. She's doing it more so for herself, and more kind of an interest of her bank account rather than victims. And it's really sad to see. Personally, it's really sad to see, because I think that I think that she's one of the better people in the community, but at the same time, it's like, yeah. And there's some things about her like supporting like Shane Dawson and saying some stuff about, there's like some like thing that she commented on. She was like supporting this one creator that was really problematic back in the day, but I can't remember what the fuck it was. Okay, I think it was like Miranda Sings or something. Oh, it was the Miranda Sings ones. Yes, she like was supporting Miranda Sings, kind of weird shit. Oh, was there some Miranda Sings? I don't know, but yeah, she's like supporting Shane Dawson and stuff like that. And so, yeah. Yeah, so if you guys have any more creators like that, I'd be really interested to listen to, and I would love to do like a follow-up video, because I feel like there's so many creators out there that are doing weird things on the internet, and it's just really disappointing for their fans and disappointing for people who watch their content. So yeah, I wish I was a little bit more coherent for this video, but I just had to get all these thoughts out. I'm feeling like really loopy right now, so I gotta get some food in me, because I am getting hungies. What time is it? It's almost 3 in the morning. Oh my god. Okay, I gotta get some food in me and do some homework. All right. So I hope you guys, I know this wasn't probably like a really enjoyable video. I feel like I was a lot more serious at some points and a lot more kind of like, but I think it's good to, you know, be more grounded and talk more about these serious topics. But yeah. So I'd be really interested in listening to what you guys have to say about this, because it's something that I think about a lot, like a lot. And just how the sphere of the internet is. I think that one day I'll like, I don't know, like write something down and then I'll come to talk to you guys. But right now I'm just kind of spitballing. But yeah, really sad shit, you guys. But I hope you guys have had a really good day or something like that. I don't know. I feel like I should sign off more positively. I'll try. Let me think of something right now. It's like try to sign off on my videos. I don't know. Like, I hope you guys are having a nice day and doing things that you guys want to do. Digging around. I hope you guys are living, laughing, loving. And yeah. All right. That's all I got to say for now. All right. Kisses.